You know that feeling when you have 1,000 things to do, but you can't bring yourself to start even one of them? You sit there, scrolling your phone, watching Netflix, doing literally anything except what you know you should be doing. And then the voice in your head starts. You're so lazy, you're unmotivated, you're failing at life. But here's what nobody tells you. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're not lacking willpower. You're just overwhelmed, and your brain is trying to protect you in the only way it knows how. We live in a world that glorifies being busy. Productivity culture has convinced us that if we're not constantly doing, achieving, optimizing, then we're somehow failing. But here's the truth. Your brain wasn't designed to handle the constant stream of decisions, notifications, and demands that modern life throws at you. Every day, you wake up to a mental inbox that's already overflowing. Check your phone. 15 notifications. Think about work. 3 deadlines. Remember that thing you forgot to do yesterday? Oh, and don't forget about that social obligation this weekend, and your friend's birthday, and that bill that's due, and the groceries you need to buy, and that conversation you need to have. Your brain is doing something called task switching about every 3 minutes. That's not multitasking, that's mental whiplash. And when your cognitive load gets too high, your brain does what any smart system would do. It shuts down non-essential functions to conserve energy. What you call laziness is actually your nervous system saying, I need a break before I crash completely. The exhaustion you're feeling isn't from doing too much. It's from thinking about doing too much. It's from carrying the weight of every unfinished task, every potential decision, every what-if scenario that could possibly happen. You know that feeling when you finally sit down to relax, but your mind immediately starts racing? I should be doing laundry. I should be exercising. I should be learning that new skill. I should be more productive. That's not relaxation. That's just physical stillness with mental chaos. And here's where it gets tricky. We've been taught that the solution to overwhelm is better organization, better time management, better productivity systems. But you can't organize your way out of a nervous system that's constantly in fight or flight mode. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a charging lion and a full email inbox. Stress is stress. And when you're chronically stressed, even small tasks feel monumental because your brain is already using most of its energy just to keep you regulated. Think about it. When you're truly relaxed, maybe on vacation, maybe after a good night's sleep, suddenly those tasks that felt impossible become manageable. That's not because you magically became more motivated. It's because your nervous system finally had the resources to handle them. Here's how the cycle works. You feel overwhelmed, so you avoid tasks. Avoiding tasks makes you feel guilty and behind. Feeling guilty and behind makes you more overwhelmed. More overwhelm leads to more avoidance, and round it goes. But there's another layer to this. When you're overwhelmed, your brain starts to generalize. It's not just that you're avoiding doing the dishes. Now you're someone who never follows through. It's not just that you're behind on emails. Now you're bad at communication. It's not just that you're tired. Now you're lazy. Your brain takes temporary states and turns them into permanent identities. And once you believe you're lazy, you start acting like someone who's lazy. You stop trying as hard because, well, lazy people don't try hard, right? This is what psychologists call learned helplessness. Your brain has learned that effort doesn't always lead to success, so it stops trying to conserve energy. But you're not helpless. You're just operating from a depleted state. And here's the part that makes it worse. Our culture treats overwhelm like a personal failing. Just prioritize better. Just say no more. Just be more disciplined. But overwhelm isn't a character flaw. It's a capacity issue. And you can't discipline your way out of a capacity issue. The first step isn't doing more, it's understanding that you have limits, and those limits are not weaknesses. They're information. Your brain has what researchers call cognitive bandwidth, the mental space available for thinking, decision-making, and self-control. When that bandwidth is full, everything else becomes harder. It's like trying to run multiple programs on a computer that's already running at maximum capacity. Most people try to expand their bandwidth by pushing harder, sleeping less, drinking more coffee. But that's like trying to make your phone faster by downloading more apps. It doesn't work. It just makes everything slower. Instead, you need to start thinking about your energy like a budget. You have a finite amount each day, and you can either spend it wisely or blow it all on mental junk food. Here's a simple exercise. For 1 week, track your energy levels throughout the day, not your productivity, your actual energy. Rate it from 1 to 10 every few hours. You'll start to see patterns. Maybe your energy crashes after lunch. Maybe Mondays are consistently harder. Maybe you're trying to do your hardest work when your brain is running on empty. This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. You wouldn't expect your car to run without gas, so why do you expect your brain to function without the right fuel and rest? When you're overwhelmed, your brain sees every task as Mount Everest. Doing the laundry becomes this massive undertaking that requires planning, energy, and time you don't have. But here's the secret. You don't have to climb Mount Everest. You just have to take one step. This is where micro actions come in. Instead of clean the house, it's put one dish in the dishwasher. Instead of get in shape, it's do 5 push-ups. Instead of organize my life, it's make tomorrow's to-do list. Micro actions work because they bypass the part of your brain that's screaming, "This is too much." They're so small that your brain doesn't register them as threats. And once you start moving, momentum builds naturally. But here's the crucial part. You have to celebrate the micro actions. Your brain needs to know that small steps count. Every time you complete a micro action, you're proving to yourself that you're not lazy, you're just someone who is temporarily overwhelmed. The goal isn't to be productive all the time. The goal is to prove to yourself that you can still take action even when you don't feel like it. That's not laziness, that's resilience. The third part of the fix is something almost nobody talks about. You need buffer space in your life, not just in your schedule, in your mind. Buffer space means leaving gaps between tasks. It means not scheduling back-to-back meetings. It means having a day where you don't have to be anywhere or do anything specific. It means giving your brain permission to wander, to rest, to just exist without a purpose. Most people resist this because it feels unproductive, but buffer space isn't wasted time. It's maintenance time. It's like the rest periods between sets at the gym. They're not slacking off. They're what make the work possible. When you don't have buffer space, every new demand feels like an emergency. When you do have buffer space, you can handle unexpected challenges without your whole system crashing. Here's how to create buffer space. First, identify your peak energy hours and protect them fiercely. Don't fill them with meetings or emails or busy work. Use them for your most important tasks. Second, build in transition time between activities. Even 5 minutes of breathing room can reset your nervous system. Third, schedule nothing time, time that's explicitly for rest, for thinking, for just being. This isn't laziness, it's strategic recovery. Athletes know they need rest days. Your brain needs them too. The real fix isn't a system or a technique, it's a mindset shift. You have to stop seeing overwhelm as a personal failing and start seeing it as information. Your overwhelm is telling you something important. You're trying to do too much with too little support. You're not lazy, you're human. You're not broken, you're just operating outside your natural capacity. And you're not failing, you're just learning what your limits are. The most productive people aren't the ones who never feel overwhelmed. They're the ones who recognize overwhelm early and adjust accordingly. They know when to push and when to rest. They know when to say yes and when to say no. They treat their energy like the precious resource it is. If this resonates with you, know that you're not alone in this. The feeling of being overwhelmed while also feeling lazy is more common than you think. And if you're looking for more strategies on managing stress and finding balance in your life, I do have an ebook that dives deeper into these topics. You can find the link in the description below. If this video helped shift your perspective even a little bit, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps me reach more people who might need to hear this message. And if you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything new. I'm really curious about your experience with this. In the comments below, tell me, what's one small thing you've been avoiding that you could turn into a micro action today? Maybe it's organizing one drawer, sending one email, or just making your bed. I read every comment, and I love seeing how you apply these ideas to your own life. But for now, just remember, you're not lazy, you're just overwhelmed. And overwhelm is fixable. Start small, be patient with yourself, and trust that you have everything you need to figure this out. You've got this.